Hispanic conservative. This is Celia. How are you? I wanted to touch base on a couple of things that were happening, even since last week. Um, okay, so let me get started with a couple of things here that I wanted to get out here. Okay, so last week there was missiles going in between Ukraine and Russia, and so the sirens were going off in UK. I mean, in Ukraine, excuse me, UKR, Ukraine. Russia is preparing for nuclear war too. So they're telling their people in Russia to prepare for war, and they're building bunkers. I mean, they've got a lot of them. I don't know if you've seen those pictures about them, but that's a very serious thing. Okay. What's the next thing? 225, $275 million into weapons, anti-personnel mines for Ukraine. Now, this was something that was supposed to be not okay to use or to have, but Ukraine has acquired them. And I mean, this is a bad thing. I mean, imagine if kids are just walking in a few years and these mines are still there. Okay. This is serious damage to even kids, anyone walking there. That's not, I don't know. Somehow to me, that would be a crime, a war crime, for something like that to be used when civilians are around. Okay. And then the U.S. Embassy was evacuated in Kiev. U.S. administration thinking about passing nukes to Ukraine to use toward Russia. Okay. Um, Russia has already fired ICBMs into Ukraine. The only thing Russia didn't do was attach nuclear weapons to that missile. Okay, but they're going back and forth. Ukraine is shooting missiles into Russia. Russia is shooting missiles into Ukraine just to see, I don't know, to test, see where they land. What's the response? That kind of thing. And eventually there's going to be something on there. Now, these missiles, the ATACMs, right? They're provided by the United States. So we are implicated. The United States is implicated in providing weapons that are being sent from Ukraine into Russia. Mr. Putin, please don't come after me. Please don't. Okay. Also, Ukraine has Storm Shadow missiles from the UK. So the UK also needs to be careful, civilians included, to what is the response of Russia going to be? Okay? If they come after us in the whole land of the United States, or they come after you in the whole land of the UK, or who knows, they might even head into some other countries that are not in the UK, right? I mean, this is a serious thing if we get some nuclear weapons lobbed at us and we're not prepared for it. Everybody needs to be preparing for these things. Now, in the time before President Trump can get inaugurated into office, people need to be preparing with extra food, um, protection against nuclear, like lining your windows, having suits. I don't know if you need a mask, one of those like big masks with the thing in the middle here with the filter that's replaceable, you know, gas mask. There you go. Whatever it is, Geiger counter to check the levels of radiation in your area. Everybody's going to have radiation somewhere, somehow, some way, and it's going to poison you. And let me tell you, for a lot of you people who don't know, that radiation poisoning will kill you slowly and painfully. And it's not pretty. It's not like getting hit in a wreck and then you're gone and that's it. This is a long, and I hate to say it, both my parents died from cancer, but it's a long, slow death if you're dying from radiation poisoning. And there isn't much to be done for you. It's going to take its toll on you. And that's what you're going to have to live with until you're not living anymore. Right? So people need to be preparing for radiation exposure, sealing your house, um, making sure if you go outside, you have the proper protection. Do you have those pills that you can take that will protect you from the radiation? Do you have enough water? Do you have enough food? Do you have plants in your house to provide you with the oxygen that you need? A snake plant is good for cleaning the air inside your home. From what I understand, that is something that probably everybody should have. I don't have one yet, but I am planning on getting one. Um, so that's something that we need to be preparing for, having food and water, even medications. If you have a need for some kind of medications, whether your life depends on it or if you have an occasional pain, like a back pain or whatever it is. Okay. So this is a big thing before even Trump gets inaugurated into office. Now, it seems like this Biden administration is trying to get us into a war before we even get to the Trump administration. And then they can just say, "Oh, well, now it's Trump's problem," just like what they did with the COVID. I was thinking about that today. They had all these items of things going on, and then Trump came in, and then they blame Trump for a lot of things. I mean, he dealt with it the best he can. It was the first time he was in office. He didn't know that some of the people were snakes. you know he didn't know who to trust, but now he's probably going to expose a few more people, I will say that. But in the meantime, they're probably going to try, whoever's running the government is probably going to try to get rid of Biden. Maybe put Kamala or somebody else in there. Who knows if well, it wouldn't be the speaker because he would be the third in line. But I don't know if they would want Johnson in there unless they bribe him somehow or blackmail him into doing what they want. Then there would be that, which would not be a good thing, right? So that would be something that they would probably try to do, and then put a state of emergency in, and then put martial law. You can't go outside your house. Everybody's restricted to certain mileage around your home, or you can't do this, you can't do that, or all these kinds of things that they did before with the COVID. They're going to try to do it again, which is why they're coming up with the bird flu. They're killing all these chickens supposedly for bird flu. So now there's the shortage of eggs, and or if you can find eggs, they're super expensive. I mean, it's crazy. Now, General Flynn did come out yesterday, I think it was, on with Alex Jones, and he was talking about the ultimate warning from Russia, from Putin, when he sent that ICBM into Ukraine. This is a warning because next time we could put a nuclear weapon on the tip of that missile. And we can send that missile further than just to Ukraine. They could send missiles to Texas, to California, to Alaska for sure, to Florida, wherever. They could send it to any of our allies. And then those allies would be asking us for help. I mean, I'm sorry, we got our own problems, dude. Forget you, Israel. Forget you, Ukraine. We got our own problems over here. But you know what? The way this government runs, this administration, they probably throw us to the dogs because that's how this administration works. They're taking care of everybody else but us, right? These leaders, okay. Another note, charges dropped against President Trump. Yay. From Jack Smith regarding the January 6th and elections interference. So this is a good thing. Now, I don't know if they're totally dropped or if they're just suspended. It's something I'm going to have to look at. So let me make a note on that. I'm going to have to look at that and see what exactly I put dropped, but I'm going to circle that. Okay, to see what exactly is going on there, and if they're going to ever come back and just say, hey, we're going to come back and we're going to throw charges on Trump. Okay, let me just say this To the people in Washington, D.C., and the Democrats who are not listening, we voted for Trump for a reason because we're sick and tired of you. We're sick and tired of you running the shit into the ground. We're sick and tired of you being controlling and telling us what we have to do and putting stupid laws on. I mean, it's not even a stupid law. You're going after people with no law, just using lawfare and making charges on somebody, making regulations that aren't really laws. And then you're going after people, right? It's crazy. Just it's probably just as worse in the UK. You repost something and then the cops are knocking on your door looking for you and like, hey, we're gonna arrest you and you're going to the going to the big house, right? They arrest you and then you have charges. I mean, this is crazy. You people in Washington, D.C., we're tired of you and we're sick of your deep state bullcrap. We do not want you in charge anymore. We are glad to have fresh blood, so to speak, new people in the cabinet and running things. We need people who are not spoiled and controlled, blackmailed, twisted into I I, I don't want to say it, but I do want to say it, twisted into satanic things, beliefs, rituals, whatever you want to call it, not, you know, just not being controlled by that. We do not want to be controlled by you. As much as you want to keep controlling us, we do not want to be controlled by you. We don't. Which is why we voted for Trump, because we're sick and tired of y'all. Y'all need to get that through your thick skull. And I don't know, y'all keep passing stupid rules. And the Republicans went along with the Democrats for, what was it, 13 more judges or something? And I'm like, Republicans in Congress, in the Senate, in the House, stop making deals with the Democrats. They're evil. They just want control of us. Stop it. Stop, stop, stop. I don't know. Something's going to happen for you guys to get the freaking clue that we do not want that kind of control over us. We are sick of it. We're sick of it. And as far as like immigration goes, I'm so glad Tom Homan is in there. Okay, so, but okay, here's the other point I wanted to make. President Trump came out with his, what do you call them, the tariffs that he was going to put because they are not what's the word, not compromising, they're not cooperating with um what we need to have controlled on our border, such as, you know, the drugs coming through, the fentanyl coming through, China producing the pieces that the cartels put together and then they're brought over by the mules or whoever, right? The child trafficking, the other human trafficking. Okay, so here's what, you know, Trump said he was going to do day one. He's going to put 25% tariff on any good from Mexico. Okay, 25% on any good from Canada, and another extra 10% on items coming from China. So if y'all are not cooperating, this is going to cost you more money to ship it in here. Now, the point is, for your product to be too expensive, that we're going to have to make it here and we'll have American jobs here with Americans, not illegals. We will produce these products here in the United States, pay United States citizens, sell it to United States citizens, and probably maybe even export more. So that way we'll have the surplus instead of a deficit when it comes to exporting goods and importing goods, right? You know, it's just bad. I don't know what it is about economics that Democrats just don't get. You know, you want to take everything, you want everybody, you make all these regulations. Companies, people have to leave with their companies. They go to China, they make it cheaper over there, but China steals their intellectual property. So then there's some other Joe Schmo making that product cheaper illegally, going against the person who developed or invented it. And that person who developed or invented it isn't making the proper money that they should be making because they're the ones that did the work for it, who did the research and whatever they needed to do for a product, the design, the development, the research, that's the other one, the research and development, but the design and everything that they had to do and the money that it costs, the time that it takes to develop a product, and then they have to go make it in China and then they steal it and they make it for cheaper and sell it here cheaper than the original, right? That's the difference between a brand name and a generic. But a generic has a protection for, I don't know what, 10 plus years, 11 years, I forget what the number is. But if you're the one that developed and designed a product and you have it sent to China to have it produced because it's cheaper to do it there and then they steal it, you're screwed over twice. Twice. So I don't know. It's going to be somehow there's going to have to be some people here who are going to have to start connecting with some of these people to produce these products here in the United States. Open a company here to make like antibiotics here in the United States. Make medications here for blood pressure or whatever it is here in the United States and not in China. And then you can't get it when there's a shipping problem or there's some kind of extra tariff. It's going to cost you more money then. That's why we need to have it made here. That's the whole point of the tariff, to have it made here in the United States. But some people, all they want to do is complain, oh, it's going to be more expensive. Well, yeah, but the point is to make it here in the United States where it's going to be cheaper. And you're supporting your own people. That's the whole point. Some people just don't get it. I don't know. Anyway, that little man Zelensky over there is still probably going to be looking for some money. And I hope we tell him no. Please, people in Washington, D.C., tell him no more money. I haven't looked at what the deficit is today. It's Thanksgiving week. And I did watch some Champions League today, so there's more tomorrow. But still, this whole, I don't know what's going to happen. It seems like the Biden administration is going to try to pull us into a war. Zelensky's going to want more money so we can have more weapons or maybe buy another house or another boat. I don't know, share with his friends because that seems to be what he's been doing. I don't know. That's some of the things that I have seen. I don't know. But this another 6 billion or however much money they want to give him, Washington DC people, no more money for this guy. Seriously, it's very frustrating and it pisses a lot of us off that y'all just keep sending money to this guy for nothing. There's nothing there for us. It's not our business. It's not our problem to be there. Your money laundering is a whole other issue, and there's that. But we, the people, have nothing to do with that. We want nothing to do with that, and we should not be involved in the first place. Right? Same thing with Israel. We shouldn't be there either. No more anything for them either. Take care of us first. I can't wait for President Trump to get in, and I hope he stopped sending money and weapons to all these other countries, including Israel. They can defend themselves pretty well, and if they don't, then maybe they need to settle their business on their own. We cannot get involved in other people's wars going on. It's just not no, not okay. Not if it's going to be people that we know, and maybe even your kids or grandkids, or if you're of the right age, like whatever 18 to 40 or whatever the number is, 45. That you could be sent over there when they start conscripting and drafting people and women too. I mentioned this before. Y'all need to watch out what's going on over there. Pay attention. Anyway, that's all what I had to say today. And I know it's been a while, but it's so frustrating that they just want to keep handing money over. And we're over here struggling and there's homeless people. I mean, a lot of cities have people living in tents, living in the street. But they got $6 billion to send to Ukraine. What the hell is wrong with that? It's just not okay. And I know a lot of people who would love to have a break. I would love to have a break. I am now working paycheck to paycheck, and that's how it is. And there's nothing I can do about it but maybe work 2 or 3 jobs, and that's what it is. That's what it is. So I have the day job, I have the weekend job at a restaurant, delivering food, maybe this too. That would be 4. fit it in when I can. That's how it is. That's why. And I'm tired. I'm tired. I know a lot of you are tired too. I wish I could rest and do nothing and have a vacation and travel, but I can't because we all have things that we need to do. We have to pay our bills and we have to live. Okay? Anyway, until the next time, if I'm not back before Thursday, I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving. And if you're not in the United States and don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you guys have a good week. Or I'll try to be back later in this week, even if it's a short one, or I'll probably put some posts out about my apple pie or my cheesecake or whatever it is that I have to bake for Thanksgiving. So, anyway, I will talk to you all later. Hispanic Conservative is out. Thank you. Bye, y'all.